Okay, so for the online guys, hope my voice is clear for you. Online, can you please confirm me whether I'm clear or not? Okay, fine. Okay, so we can start now. So guys, in last session, which topic we have seen? Docker, right? So before going for the next topic, let's recap the last session one time. First of all, what is monolithic and what is microservice? Can anyone tell me what is the difference between them? Monolithic is nothing but single application, single server, single database. Microservices, multiple services, multiple servers and multiple database. Which one is better to choose? Don't tell that directly. Depends upon the application. So we cannot tell that. Okay. Depends upon the application. But if I want to implement microservices, what are the factors that is going to affect for us? Cost and maintenance. So for that purpose, instead of using the servers, we are going to move with the containers, right? What is container here? Container is like a mini server. Whatever we can do from the server, same thing we can do from the container. Correct or not, sir? Correct. Is the AC on there for you? Yes, sir. But unfortunately, you are sitting very far from the AC. Okay, fine. So in the Docker, like what exactly we have seen is, let me go and see here. Yeah. So it's a free and open source tool, which you already know. It's a platform independent. It is to create the application, run the deploy, run the application and deploy. It came on the by 2013 by Solomon Hykes and Sebastian Paul. We use Go language and the configuration file will be on AML. So what is the meaning of containerization here? Process of packing application with its dependency. Best example is PUBG, right? So here coming to the architecture and component, first of all, we have client. Who is client here? Client is someone who will take the input from the user, execute the command and gives you the output. It is a primary way of interaction with Docker. Second one, Docker daemon. What is the work of Docker daemon? Choose manages the Docker components like images, containers, volumes, network, and so on. So host, what is Docker host here? Where we install Docker is called as Docker host. Example, Linux, Windows, Mac OS. We can install Docker anywhere. That is called as Docker host. But in our course, where we are installing the Docker? EC2. So next one, registry. What is the meaning of registry? Manages the images. So if I want to create the container, what I want, sir, first of all, image I need to have. What I need to have? Can anyone tell me what is Docker image? What do we have inside Docker image? It contains the OS, packages, application, software, so on. Okay, right. So tell me the command. What is the command to install Docker? So Docker is a service. Whenever you download service, you need to correct. So let's go and install one Docker image here. I mean, like download. Sudo -i. So command is yum. See, once you download Docker, okay, what will happen? You know, Docker client will run. Docker client will. What is the command to download the Ubuntu image? Docker pull Ubuntu. Is that command correct? To download the image. Is that command correct? Docker, wait, man. Docker pull Ubuntu. What is happening here? Connect to Docker daemon. What is Docker daemon here? Docker daemon is something which will manage the Docker components. See, initially in the architecture, first of all, we have the client. Client will ask image to the Docker daemon. Daemon will ask the image from the registry, correct or not, sir? So basically here you just install the Docker. If you install the Docker, only Docker client will work. Docker daemon will not work. Are you seeing only client is working or not, sir? But it is telling that cannot run Docker daemon. Why? Because you just install. If you start the service, then daemon will activate. Have I started the service here? No. So give the command systemctl start Docker. This is the point you need to remember. Okay. If you install Docker, only client will come, daemon will not come. If daemon will not come, images won't be executed. Okay. So now check the status. It is optional. Is the Docker engine running now? It's active and running. So now execute the same command. You'll be getting the Docker Ubuntu image. You can see, give the command Docker images. Are you seeing Ubuntu now? Tell me the command to create container from it. Docker run -it. -it stand for interactive terminal, right? Next -- name. Name of the container will be anything. So here I am giving container 1. What I am giving? Okay, hit enter. So this is what exactly we seen in the last session. Okay. So now in today's class, I am going to teach you what is the meaning of OS level of virtualization. What I'm going to teach you? Acha, fine. First of all, what is the general definition of the virtualization? Virtualization is nothing but it's a process of using the resource in a better way. For example, if I have the resource, if I want to use it in a better way, in that case, we can do it in virtualization. That means simply we can call as reusability. What do we call as? So let me go to the Google and explain you what is the meaning of virtualization. It is telling that process of utilizing the hardware resource in a better way. If we can go, virtualization is a technology that can use to create the virtual representation of servers, storage, networking, and so on physical machines. Okay, but here what I want is only the exact meaning of virtualization. Okay, see, I'll tell you what is the meaning of virtualization in easiest way. For example, you have a you have a computer. In this computer, your application is running. Your application one. You want to run one more application. Okay. In that case, you need to have one more computer. But I don't have that much of money to buy the second computer. In that case, what I can do, in my main computer, I can create some mini computer. In my main computer. How this can be done means with the help of virtualization. Virtualization means the process of using the hardware properties like CPU, memory, and RAM to create a VM or to create a machine, that is called as virtualization. Simply, a machine inside a machine is called as virtual machine. I have my laptop. Inside my laptop, I can run the application, but I want to run one more application. In that case, I can't buy a new laptop. In the same laptop, I can create one more small server. That is called as virtual server. So this virtual server can be created with the help of the virtualization. Okay, that's it. So now in today's class, what exactly we're going to do is, I'm going to teach you the OS level of virtualization. What I'm going to teach you? First of all, here I download the image called Ubuntu. What I download here? Sir, in this image called Ubuntu, I just have the operating system of Ubuntu, correct or not, sir? But from this image, I'm going to create a container. What I'm going to create here? Container. So whatever the image that you have downloaded, that image I'm going to attach to the container itself. What is the name of the container here? Container 1. So guys, the concept will be very, very interesting to understand. So just focus on the class for next 20 minutes. So it's the container 1. In the container 1, currently I'm having which OS here? Ubuntu. Okay. In this Ubuntu OS, I'm trying to install some packages like LAMP stack, like Apache I'm going to install. Python I'm going to install. And I'm going to install LAMP stack, man. In Linux, Apache, Python, and MySQL. And I would like to create some files also. Okay. So in my container, I got the Ubuntu OS. How I got the Ubuntu OS? From the image itself. From where I got this one? I download the image first of all, and that image I give into the container 1. Now inside my container 1, do you have Ubuntu image or not, sir? So here what I want to install now? Apache, Python, MySQL, and let's create some files. Okay. So in order to do this one, first of all, let me go and run the command update. Why? Because without update, can we do anything? Wait. So now try to run the commands apt install Apache 2 and I want to install Python 3 and I want to install one more thing called MySQL. Simply you can't give MySQL, put hyphen server. What you need to put? Hyphen server. So now all these packages will be downloading now. Select any of the region, it doesn't matter. Basically for the newer version, these kind of things will come. Okay, just select some random numbers. $45. Okay. Is it done now? Great. So next here, what happened, after downloading the packages, you can check the version if you want. So put the command Python 3 -v. You'll be getting Python version. So interpreter is open. That means Python is there now. And give the command Apache 2 -v. Is Apache 2 running now? And one more thing is MySQL. MySQL -version. Is your MySQL running here now? So let's create some files. Touch file 1.10. 10 files. Are you seeing 10 files now? And even if you want to put some content, cat file1 I'm giving. Hi all. This is my file1 from container 1. Just I'm writing some random content. Okay, just save this one. So now we can see inside my container, I'll be having Ubuntu OS, which is having Apache install, Python install, MySQL, and some files also. But for this container, how the Ubuntu OS got attached from the image itself, right? So now what I'll do, in future, if I want to create some more containers like container 2 and container 3, see the concept. In future, I want to create some more containers called container 2 and container 3. So in that case, what I'll do, again, I need to download the Ubuntu image and again, I need to install the packages or not, sir? Again, if I want to do this one, downloading the image manually, running the commands manually, right? So if you do like this, it is going to take a lot of time for you. In order to make this automate, what I can do, I can take the backup of this container. What I can take? How do you take the backup of the container? Means from the image. From the, see, this is what we can call as OS level of virtualization. Whatever you are having inside your operating system. Inside my operating system, what I'm having now, Apache, Python, and MySQL. Whatever you are having inside my operating system, if I take the complete backup, that is what I can call as OS level of virtualization. What do I call it as? In an overview, we can call it as OS level of virtualization. Means taking the complete backup of the operating system. That means OS, packages, files, everything, and reusing for the better purpose in the upcoming days. So whenever, if I want to install packages in my container 2 or container 3, now I don't go and run the commands. Already I'm taking the backup, right? This backup is my image. This is what I can call as custom image. What I can call it as? So I'm going to call it as custom image. Custom image. Okay. In this custom image, what I built here now, in this custom image, I built now Ubuntu operating system. In the Ubuntu operating system, I have Apache, Python, and MySQL. Let's go and do. First of all, we've taken the basic raw image. This raw image is attached to which container here? Container 1. So now in container 1, you have Ubuntu image. So in that Ubuntu image, what you installed again, Apache, Python, and now I want to take the container backup. How do you take? Means by using the custom image. Okay. If you go and see, exit from the container. What is the command to exit from the container? You can use Control D or you can use Control PQ. Okay. So now I came out of the container, give the command docker ps. Are you seeing the container one here? Now I want to take the backup of this container. How do I take? Means by using the command called docker commit command. What I'm using? Docker. I am taking the backup of container one with the image. New image name I am giving. New image name will be Raham v1. What is the new image name here? Raham put dot. Now automatically whatever the data, whatever the complete data you are having on container one, it will be getting to the Raham v1 image. Just like the diagram is representing here, whatever the data I am seeing on container one, same data I am going to push it to the custom image. Here, what is my custom image here? Raham v1. Okay. So now you can see the image got created. If you want to check here, give the command called docker images. What is the command? Are you seeing Raham v1 now? Now in the Raham v1 image, what do we have here? Ubuntu OS we are having. Inside Ubuntu OS, what we are having? Apache, Python, and sir, now I have the new image. If I attach the new image to new containers, in new containers, do I need to install all of the packages again? No, why? Because already the packages, OS, everything is on image. Directly go and attach the image to any of the new container. So new container will automatically get the Apache, Python, MySQL and files. Let's go and check this one. Tell me the command to create the new container here. Docker run -it. Name will be container 2. What is the new image? Raham v1. If you hit enter, give the command ls. Are you seeing the files now? Give the command cat file1. Are you seeing the same content or not, sir? And you can see MySQL --, version, and give the command Python --, Python 3. Is it working now? And Apache 2 -v. Is it working or not, sir? That means completely you have taken the backup of container 1 into the image. Now the image will have the complete content of the container 1. Now what you are doing, the same image you are attaching to the new containers. So new containers are getting the same data or not, sir? Can we try it with container 3? Yes. First of all, man, you need to exit from the container. Previously, which command we used? Control PQ. Previously, I used the command called control, but I am using control D now. What I am using? If I give the command docker ps-a, sir, container 1 is on running status, but container 2 got exit. Why? Because if we use the command control PQ, the container will be running state after exiting. But if you use control plus D, automatically what will happen? Container will go to stop state. Which state? That is the reason why we recommend to use control PQ all the time. If you use control D, container will go to stop and again you need to start it, which is going to be very, very risky for us. So use control PQ straightforwardly. So now I'm gonna attach my Raham v1 image to container 3 to check whether container 3 will get same OS, same packages and same files or not. Tell me the command then. Docker. No. Create the container. Run. Docker run. Container 3. Image name Raham v1. Now give ls. Are you seeing the files now? Are you seeing the content of file 1? Yes. Go for Python 3. Go for MySQL. And go for Apache 2. Are you sorry, Apache 2 -v. Are you seeing all of the things working properly or not, sir? Now tell me. I'll ask a question. I want to come out of the container, but my container doesn't want to go to exit state. Which command we can use? Control PQ. Now if I give the command docker ps-a, is my container 3 going to exit state now? No. Why? Because I use control PQ. Okay. So this whole concept is what we can call as virtualization. Which level of virtualization? OS level. Which one? That means, first of all, you take basic operating system. You put basic operating system in the container 1. Okay. In the basic operating system, what you install? Apache, Python, MySQL and some files. From this container, what you took now? custom image. You took the backup of the container by creating the custom image. Now in the custom image, you have the total OS packages and files. Now what you are doing with the help of this image, you are trying to create the new containers. Obviously, new containers will get the same OS and same packages. Sir, is it a good method or not, sir? Why? Because if we don't do like this, for every container, we need to install these packages manually. For every container, we need to create these files manually. But here it is automating the work or not. So is the concept of OS level of virtualization clear for all of you know? Online, can you please confirm is the concept of OS level of virtualization clear for all of you or not? Fine. It was clear. Great. But sir, here after running this concept and after understanding this concept, what you came to know that is, so with the help of this process, we need not to work manually. We can create image only one and we can distribute to multiple containers. Correct or not, sir? But in real time, what do we call it as, you know? In real time, this is what we can call as worst method. Which method? Sir, abhi to aap bole, it is one of the best method. But again, you are saying it's a worst method. What we need to do now? I said that this method is easy, right? But again, it is the worst method. Which method? It's not a worst method, it is worst. R should be rolled on mata. Kinda padi dorlala. Like that. Okay. See, I'll tell you the reason why it is not preferable in real time. See, so guys, whatever the method you have done is, method is gonna be the manual method. Which method? I'll tell you how you download the image manually, how you create the container, how you install the packages. Again, how again from the container, again how you created the images here manually. Correct or not, sir? So having this many manual methods, can we prefer this method in real time? No. Who we are? What's our work? Automate. But what we are doing here? Manual. Correct or not, sir? So that is the reason why we don't prefer this method. Okay, sir. Now you tell how to automate this method. Okay. In order to automate the entire method, we are going to use the concept called Docker file concept. Which concept? Docker file. So now if you can go and see here in Docker, one of the most important concept for interview as well as real-time work will be Docker file. And one more thing, all of the commands and all of the steps here I performed of OS level virtualization. So no need to worry about anything. Okay. So pulling the image, running the commands, everything I performed here. So don't need to worry about anything. So coming to the Docker file, it's a way of automating the image creation. Here I created the custom image, but how I created? Manually. How I created? But this Docker file will do the same thing, but in the automation way. Okay. Here we use the components to create the image. You said that Docker file will create image automatically. But if I want to create the image automatically, we need to use something called as Docker file components. What we can use as? In Docker file, D must be capital letter. In practice, lot of you people are going to do the same mistake. You will give D as small letter, the output will not come. In Docker file, D will be capital. What will be capital? And inside the Docker file, components are also going to be capital. Okay. So Docker file will be reusable. That means if I create the Docker file once, I can reuse it for multiple times, just like Ansible playbook and Jenkins pipeline. Okay. So here we create image directly without the help of the, if you can go and see here, in the above method, I create my custom image. But how I created custom image? With the help of the container only, right? If I don't have a container, can I able to create my custom image here? But Docker file is not like that. Without taking the help of the container, I can create my customized images. What I can create it? So again, I'm telling you. So Docker file is an automation way of creating the image. Here we use the components to create the image. In Docker file, D will be, and components also. So Docker file will be reusable. Docker file will be, and here we can directly create the image without help of the container. So name you need to give like this only, Docker file. Don't do any kind of additions or like any customized things. Don't do anything. File will be same. So is the Docker file clear for all of you know? Tell me the purpose of using Docker file now in a simple word. to automate the image creation. Which creation? In the above method, we created the image, but it is manual. That is going to automate with the help of the Docker. Online is the concept of Docker file clear for all of you know. Can you please confirm me once? If it is clear theoretically, we can go for practical very, very easily. Okay. So now it is time to clear our Docker host. What I am trying to do here? Sir, in my Docker host, how many containers are there? 3, right? And how many images are there? 2. How many? I want to remove all of them. So how can you remove? If I want to remove a container, first of all, I need to stop them. Correct or not, sir? How many containers you are having? That means you need to stop how many containers? Docker stop container 1, Docker stop container 2, Docker stop container 3. Can we give like this? Of course, you can give like this. But if I give like this, what will happen? You know, again, I'll be called as manual engineer, not DevOps engineer. Okay. So imagine you are having 100 containers. How many? You want to remove all of the containers. But at the same time, you need to go to movie with your friend. Huh? In that case, what you can do? Are you going to give Docker kill container 1 and Docker rm container 1? Can we give like this? Huh? So definitely we need to have something very, very automative way. So how we can do is, see, what is the purpose of Docker ps-a? To list the total containers. Add queue. What I'm adding here? Queue. If I add queue, it is going to list the container IDs. It is going to list the, take them as variable. What I'm going to take them as? Variable, right? So if I give the command Docker, if I give the command Docker kill and this variable, that means I am running the Docker kill command for all of these 3 containers at the same time. Okay. So now what will happen, you know, Docker kill will perform to all of the container IDs in my Docker host. How I am representing all of the container IDs? Docker ps-aq will print the container IDs. It is going to print the, but I am taking it as dollar. Dollar means it's going to take all the container values. Hit enter now. Automatically all the containers will be killed now. Is it done now? Now you can go and see Docker ps-a. Wait. Guru, slow. Huh? Are the containers already existed? Yes. And you can see an error response. Cannot kill a container. You cannot kill the container 2. Why? Because container 2 is previously on stop state only. If you want me to show, container 2 previously is on which state? How can we stop the stopped container, sir? It's like, what do we call this in Telugu? Chachin Pavan Mala Jamputam. Right? Like that. So now, instead of Docker kill, now go and put the command Docker rm. Which one? Rm is to remove and all the container IDs. Hit enter. Now give the command Docker ps-a. Are you seeing any single container now? No. This is the way you can remove all the containers within the single command. First of all, Docker kill $ps-aq. Here, what is the $ps-aq means? It is going to list all the container IDs. Okay, like that. Same thing for images also. How many images I'm having here? 2. Give the command Docker images. So if I want to get the IDs, you can put Q or you can put AQ also. Okay, or even though you can put Q, that is completely fine. Both will be same. Okay. So now again, I need to take this as variable. Correct or not, sir? But how you can do is take this as variable. Put $. So the command to remove image is Docker rm. Rm is to remove the containers. Rmi is to remove the images. Rm cannot use it to remove the images. Rm is only for containers, but for images we need to put rm I and put -f. -f means forcefully correct. So you can see Docker host is completely clear now. You cannot see any kind of image. So in this way, by help of these commands, you can be able to clear out Docker host. I have given these commands here. Okay, so you do not have to worry about any kind of things. Is a concept clear for all of you now? So now freshly we are going to enter to the concept called Docker file. So first of all, tell me what is Docker file here? It's a file which is used to automate the image creation. In Docker file, D will be capital, right? Hit enter. So in Docker file, we write something called as components. Components will be on capital letter again. Here, first component in the Docker file will be from. Here, from stand for basic operating system. Tell me one thing. I want to install the packages. What I want to install? I'll ask you the simplest as well as craziest question. If you want to install package, what you need to have? Correct answer. Which one? OS. Without OS, how can we install the packages? It is not possible. If you want to install any kind of package or if you want to do anything, not only package, if you want to do anything, you need to have OS. Here, if I want to take the OS, I need to use a component called from Ubuntu indicates. Here I'm gonna use Ubuntu as my operating system. Okay. From means use it to use the base image. Here base image is the operating system. What is the second component here? Run. I'm going to give here run. If you want to execute any command inside the image, again I'm telling, inside the image, if I want to run any command inside the image, I need to use the command run component. So give the command apt update. Is it a command or not, sir? Again, run, give the command apt install. Apt install. What is the first package I want to install? Apache 2, right? Like this. Okay. First component from Ubuntu means from indicate the operating system here. Base image. Run is to run the Linux commands. Run apt update. That means I'm going to run the Linux command from the run component. Again, apt install Apache. Is it Linux command or not, sir? So to run Linux command, what I'm using here? Run. But remember very carefully what my intention is for you is if you use run, these commands will execute inside the image only. Where it will execute? That means during image creation, I can say. So run, use it to run the Linux command during the image creation. Where? During the image creation. So let me go in, let me create the thing. Of course, again, we need to install Python, MySQL and files also. I'll install them later. Don't worry. Okay. So now you have the Docker file. Remember the workflow of Docker file will be create the file, create the Docker file, build the Docker file and create the image. So this is what I can call as my Docker file. D will be capital. Once if you create the Docker file, what is the next thing you want to do? I want to build it. What I want to do? Build it. If I build my Docker file, I'll get my custom image. And again, what is the command to build? The command is Docker build -t image name, whatever the image you want. Once you build the image, you will be getting the custom image. What you will be getting? That means simply what we can call as image or custom image, anything is fine. So I'm going to represent image like this, okay? For your understanding, I'm just representing the image like this. So this is the image. So this is the exact workflow what we are going to work now. Again, I'm telling you, first of all, we'll be having Docker file. What we are going to have, sir, here? Docker file, wait. So from the Docker file, okay? If you build the Docker file, what you are going to get now? Image. And this image you can give to any of the container. That's it. Okay. So now go and check here. What I'm going to do now is, I have the Docker file. What is the command to build the image now? Docker build -t name of the image. Give the command, and before that, give the command Docker images. As of now, I don't have any image. But the moment if I give Docker build -t for tag, my image name will be Raham v1. What is my image name? Raham v1. Hit enter. And you need to specify where is your Docker file. My Docker file is in my current folder. Current folder stand for? How do you represent current folder in Linux? Dot. Dot stand for my current folder. Currently my Docker file is in my current folder only. So if I put dot, So Docker is going to search for the Docker file in my current folder. Hit enter. If you don't give the dot, it won't work. Is it running or not, sir? First of all, it is updating. Next, it is installing what here? Apache 2. Is Apache 2 installed in the image or not now? You can go and see it here, right? That's it. So now if I give the command call Docker images. So I got which image now here? Raham v1. Are you seeing Raham v1 now? Now inside Raham v1, what you are having? You can open the Docker file here. Inside that image, I am having Ubuntu OS. I run my updates and I install Apache 2. All these performed inside the image. Why? Because I'm using run here. What I'm using? Run. So once you create the image, what is the next step you want to do? You want to create the container. What you want to create? Container. So let me represent container with some new image. So it is what I can call as my container. Clear? First of all, Docker file. From the Docker file, I'll build it. If I build it, what I'll get? That image I can give it to container. So now you can see I have the Docker file. From the Docker file, I build the Docker image. Now this image need to attach to the container. Tell me the command to create the container with the image called Raham v1. Docker. Container one. Raham v1. So now you can see cat. What is the first thing I have written on the Docker file? From Ubuntu. I want to check it is Ubuntu OS or not. How can I check cat etc OS release? So is it my Ubuntu or not, sir? Yes. Second thing, update. It already performed. Third thing is Apache 2. So I want to check whether my Apache 2 is there or not. Put here Apache 2 -v. Is Apache 2 running now? You control PQ. That's it. So whatever you write inside the Docker file, that will be builded and converted to the image, and the same things will come to the container. So is the logic clear for all of you now? Again, create the Docker file, build the Docker file, and you will get the image. That image you need to get into the. That's it. So is the example one of Docker file clear for all of you now? Online, can you please confirm me? Is the example number 1 with from and runs clear for all of you or not? Can you please confirm in chat box once? Why? Because if it is clear for you, so we can go for the next next example. You can, definitely you can. That's I'll explain you. Okay, give me some time. You need to learn some other components. So it is my example number 1. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this one. So till here I have my example number 1. Clear. So now coming to the example number 2, I am going to explain one more component called CMD. What I'm going to explain here? CMD. See here, sir, currently I want to install Python. So which command I can use now? Which component I can use? Install. Run apt install Python 3 -y. Same way I want to use MySQL. apt MySQL server -y. But for a small change, you know how to work with run. But I can introduce some of the component called CMD. Which one? Sir, both run as well as CMD will work for the same purpose, to execute Linux command. That was pretty straightforward. Both run and CMD will be using for only executing the Linux command. But there is very small difference. Run will execute during image creation. Run will execute during. CMD will execute after container creation. Now that means if I run the Docker file, this run command will execute while creating the image, but CMD will not execute. When the CMD will execute, if I attach the image to the container, that means if I create the container, then only this CMD will execute. Otherwise, it will not execute. Again, I'm repeating. Run and CMD will be working for executing Linux command, but run will execute during image creation. CMD will execute after container creation. So you can see it very, very clearly. I have written in the double braces. Okay. Run will execute during image creation. CMD will execute after container creation. So I'll show it practically for you. And one more thing. Previously, first three commands are executed now. So this time these commands will not execute. This will be skipped. Why? Because this already performed now, so it won't execute now. So now you have the Docker file. From the Docker file, what is the next thing you are going to do here? Build it, right? Tell me the command to build. Docker build -t. I'm going to take the image name as RAM v2, version v2. What I'm going to take it as? Version v2 and put dot. So now you can see, first this command is not performed. This command is not performed. Why? Because you can see single line. If you can go and see, is Python installing or not, sir? If it is installing, are you seeing the live logs here? Right? But if you can see here, apt install MySQL, is it showing you the logs? No. Why? Because this command will not run now. Why? Why? Because here I'm using CMD. Na? This command will run after I create the container. If you want me to show, tell me the command to create the container with the RAM v2 image. Docker. Name will be container2 and image will be RAM v2. Here again I'm telling, here I'm using CMD. That means this command will execute if I start my container. If I create my container only. See, is it installing MySQL now? Previously I used Python. Python is installed while image creation only. But MySQL is installing after container creation. Why? Because for MySQL I use CMD. What I used here? Run will execute during image creation. But CMD will execute after container creation. Which one? So it is going to be important interview question for all of you. That is for damn sure. Okay. So now if you can go and see here, this is what I have written. So CMD and run use it to execute the Linux command. Both will be same purpose. But where is the difference? Run will execute during image creation. CMD will execute after creation. Is this point clear for all of you now practically? Everybody. All in, can you confirm me, is the run versus CMD clear for all of you or not? So clear. Of course, it's fine, Shamshuddin. I'm just installing. I'm not focusing on the services. Okay. I'm just installing that one. Great. So next command will be entry point. Entry point is high priority than CMD. That means if you give CMD an entry point will be executing first. We will discuss this later, but as of now, remember, entry point means high priority than CMD. I'll show you this later. Okay. Next one will be copy and add. What it is? Copy and. For example, let's consider it is my Docker host. What is the meaning of Docker host? Where we install Docker. Currently, where we install Docker? On my EC2 instance. So my EC2 instance will be Docker host. In my Docker host, I have file called file1 or index.html. I want to copy this file to container. Okay. In my Docker host. See, it is my Docker host. I have my container running on my Docker host and I have my file1. I want to copy the file1 from my local to container. How this can be possible with the help of copy attribute? It is to copy local files to the container. Similarly, I have one more requirement. I have a file on internet. Let's take Apache Tomcat tar file. Which one? Apache Tomcat tar file. So this Tomcat file is on internet. Again, this file also I want to copy to my container. So this time we can't use copy. We can use the component called add. So in a high level overview, copy is to copy the local files to the container. Add is to copy the files from internet to the container. Go and see. Give the command touch file1. What I'm giving? Or you can give index.html also. Let's go and give index.html. Fine. Index.html. Where is the current file? On my Docker host only. I want to copy this file to my new container. So in that case, VM, I want to go to Docker file. So I can use the command and you can remove these examples. Why? Because to make it very simple, I am removing all of them. I want to make it quite simple for you. So I'm using the attribute called copy. This is to copy the local file. Is index.html local file or not, sir? And I want to copy to TMP folder. Which folder? Similarly, I have one more file that is Apache Tomcat tar file. If you can go and see, give dlcdn.apache.org. Go for Tomcat. What is the version here? Are you seeing the tar file here? I want to copy this file from the internet to my container. So in that case, copy will not work. I need to use. Why? Because this is from internet, right? So add and give the command /tmp. What I am giving? TMP. And before that, I'll ask you a question. Sir, by default, whenever if you open any container, you will be going to the root path. Which path? So let me show you. I'll open any one of the containers. So these are my previous things what I set up now. See, by default, you are going to which path? / stand for the main folder of the Linux. Okay. But if I want to go to a folder called TMP directly, what I can use is I can use something called as work.dir. What I can use? Work.dir. I'll show it later. Why? Because first of all, let me go with the two examples. So tell me the command. So what is the command you can use now? I think all of you know. First of all, what we need to use? Docker run -it. You create the Docker file. From the Docker file, what is the next step here? Build. But have you built the image? Without building, how can you create the container, man? Docker build -t. Raham v3. Already v2 is there na. Let's go for input dot. So you can see Raham v3 now. The image got built. So create the container. Docker. Tell me the command. Docker. Mm. Mm. Raham v3. Correct. So go ahead and see. By default, you came to which path? This is the main folder of the Linux. Okay, we can call it as the root path. But I want to go to TMP. Why? Because I copied my file. CD /TMP. Give the command ls. Are you seeing index.html and tar file? Like that. Okay. So in this way, you can be able to copy the files from local as well as internet. To copy the local files, which one I'm using now? Copy. And from internet files, add. Clear for all of you? You can give whatever place you want. Right. So next things will be the work.dir and label. What are the next thing here? Work.dir label. So work.dir means just now only I shown you. Sir, whenever if you open to the container, it is going to open the root path. But I want to go to my custom path. I want to go to TMP path. Which path? So in that case, what you can do, you can use the command call am docker file. First of all, let me copy these examples for you. Give me a second. I'll copy these examples and I'll give it for you. This is my example number 3. Oh, you already have this one here. Fine. It's my previous example. Even though I'm giving the examples for very, very better understanding for you. Run CMD. Okay. Fine. So now example number 3 will be C. What I can do is I'll be going here, giving the command work.dir /TMP. This indicate whenever if I open my container, next I'll be going to TMP path directly. Which path? And I can give something called as label. What I can give? Label author is Raham Sheikh. That means this currently this Docker file and Docker image is maintaining by which user here? Labels are something which is going to have tag for your images. So now again, what you are going to do now? I am going to build it. What I'm going to do now? Build it. Give me a second. This is my example 4 and this is my example number 3. I'm just giving the examples for you. Okay. Just to go and give here, give the command docker build -t raham. Guys, you can use same thing also. You can use v3. Same version also you can use. But I'm using different version for your clarity only. Put dot. So now you have the image. From the image, what you gonna do now? Container. Docker run. Name will be container 4. Image will be raham v4. Currently we're on which path? TMP. Which one? Why? Because you have given workdir/tmp, right? And give the ls. You have the index.html and Apache Tomcat. So this workdir will be useful to go to the required folder like that. And one more thing, I have given the label, correct or not, sir? Where you can check the label means come out of the container. What is the complete information? Like by using which command we can find the complete information of Docker container? Docker. I want to get the complete information of container. I said in the last class also. Last command. Inspect. Which one? So give the command docker inspect container 4. So you can see something called as labels. Okay. In the label, are you seeing author Raham Sheikh? Like this. Of course, you can grab that also, but I'm just showing you. So in this way, you can be able to attach labels for your image. So like this. Again, I'm repeating. So the main purpose of workdir is to go to the required folder and the label is to give the label for the Docker images. So I'll repeat everything for you one more time. First of all, from is to get the base image, run is to execute the Linux command and cmd also Linux command. But what is the difference? Run will execute during image creation, but cmd after content creation. Entry point is high priority than cmd. That means if you give both cmd and entry point will execute first. Next, copy. What is copy? Copy the local files to the container. But if I want to copy internet files, add. Workdir main purpose is to open a required directory. Label main purpose is to add label for the Docker images. So next thing will be the environment variables and expose. But before I go, are these points clear for all of you know? Online, can you please confirm me? Are the first 8 components clear for all of you or not? Online, like are the components clear for all of you? Okay. Fine. So next one will be environment variable and argument. So environment variable will be working inside the container and arguments will be working outside the. See, both are used to set the environment variables only. But environment variable will work inside the container and arguments will work from the outside. And last one will be the expose. The expose is to give the port number. Okay. So basically for the containers, port numbers are going to be very, very important. If I go and give the command docker ps-a for any of the container, are you using any port number here? No, right? So what I'll do is VM docker file. So basically I can remove this, all of them in order to make it very easy for you. So what is the first one is env. So env Swiggy, like client is equal to Swiggy. Basically here I can give whatever you want. Client is, and one more environment variable also I'm passing. So user will be Raham. And I'm passing one more thing called expose. That means I'm giving port number. I'm giving port number 8080 for the container. So this environment variable called client will have the value Swiggy and this user will have the value called, but these things will work inside the container only. And expose is to give the port number for the container. Now tell me, you have the Docker file. From the Docker file, what you gonna create? Build. Tell me the command. Docker build -t raham v5 dot. And you need to create the container docker run. Oh, sorry, wait. Raham v5. Now you can go ahead and see. If I give the command echo dollar user, what is the username? And give dollar echo dollar client. What is the client? Is working or not, sir? And come out of the container and give the command control pq. Give the command docker ps-a. Now for this container, we can see the port number. Are you seeing the port number here? Wait. Are you able to see port number 8080 for the container? How this is allocated means with the help of the component called expose. Which one? So this is what exactly we can call it as Docker file. Of course, there are some other components also like networks and volumes, which we are going to discuss on the upcoming days. So for as of now, we have seen from and so on components. I'm going to repeat one more thing all of for you. So just try to focus. Okay. From is to get the basic image for our container. Run is to execute the Linux command during image creation. CMD is to also execute the Linux command, but during container, sorry, after container creation. Entry point is high priority than CMD. That means if you give both CMD and entry point will override the CMD with high priority. Copy is to copy the local files to the internet, and add is to copy the internet files to the container. Workdir is to open the required directory inside the container. Label is to add the labels for our Docker images. Environment variables are to set the environment variable inside the container. Arguments are nothing but it is also environment variables, but it is to pass from the outside of the containers. Expose is to give the port number. In a high level overview, in real time, once developer give the code for us, based upon the code, we are going to create the Docker file. From the Docker file, we are going to get the image. What we are going to get? From the image, what we are going to create means container. So obviously this container will have the application. This is what exactly will happen. Okay. So now if you do a small kind of project, if I do a small project, then the concept will be very, very easy for you. So before I go into the project, have you got the complete understanding about the Docker file? Online, can you please all of you confirm me once, is the Docker file concept completely clear for you or not? All of you need to respond on chat box, guys. Yes, it was clear. Great. So now we can do a small project. You'll be getting the clarity. So listen to it. So guys, now I'm going to tell you in real time how the Docker file is going to make our work. Okay. So initially developers will give the code for us from the GitHub, where they are going to give from the GitHub. So once developer give the code from the GitHub, that is the point number one. In point number two, we need to create the Docker file for the code requirement. What we need to create? Docker file. Once we create the Docker file, step number 3 will be you need to build it. What you need to do? Build image. Once you build the image, step number 4 is to create the container. In step number 5, automatically you need to access the app from the container. So this will be the 5 steps. Okay. So again, I'm telling. So in real time, how the Docker file is going to make our work means step number 1 will be we need to get the code from the GitHub. So based upon the code, we need to create the. So from the Docker file, we need to build the. So we need to create the container and finally we need to access the application. So now let's go in, create the application. Okay. We are going to deploy the Netflix application now. What we are going to deploy now? Netflix application. So now what I'm going to do now is, so again, I'm going to clean all my Docker components. Or of course, even if you put like them, that is completely fine. We can put this. Okay. But the craziest concept is now for the deployment of the Netflix application, you are going to tell me the Docker file. Who are going to tell the Docker file? You are going to tell the Docker file. But sir, of course, we don't know the Docker file. Of course, even though if you don't know, I'll ask the question. Give answer for me. We can create the Docker file. First of all, I want to take my operating system as Ubuntu. So what I need to write here? From Ubuntu. Is the point number 1 clear? In point number 2, I want to install Apache. Why? Because Apache is nothing but front end, which will show the front end code for us. Correct or not, sir? So now if I want to install Apache, what I can use? Run apt install Apache to -y. But before that, remember, if you want to install Apache, what you need to do first of all? Update. So for update also, you need to run apt update, right? That's it. Now third step is you want to copy the code from the GitHub to Apache local path. First of all, what I do, I'll copy the code from my GitHub to local. I'll copy the GitHub to the local. What I'll be doing, So first of all, save till here. This is my local, right? Correct or not, sir? I'll remove the index.html, rm-rf index.html. So currently, where is the code? In the GitHub. So go to the GitHub, Raham Sheikh, Netflix clone. So here you have the code. What you gonna do now? You're gonna take the code to the local. How you can take the code? By using the command git clone. But before that, first of all, you need to install git on local or not, sir? I mean install -y. Okay. So now go here and give ll. So give the command git clone and this URL. Automatically will be code will download. So now code is on this folder. What you can do is you need to move the files from you need to move the code code from this folder to local path. Can I use mv command? mv from this folder, I am moving all files to my local. Are you seeing the code on my local? Or what you can do is you can move the Docker file to that folder also. Anything will be fine. Either you can move your Docker file to the Netflix project, or you can move the files from Netflix clone to the local. Anything is fine. So now what you can do, So go to the command vam docker file. So now what is your requirement? I want to copy these files. What I want to do? Where is my code in my local? So can I use star? Star means what? Star means what? All. And what is the path of Apache? Var www HTML. So from, to get the Ubuntu apt update, to update the package. Next, I'm installing Apache. Next, I'm copying my local code. That means my complete files. I'm copying my complete files to the var www HTML. But where I got the code? I got the code from my GitHub. Okay. I'm copying the files from GitHub to the local, and again from local to the container var www HTML path. Are the first 4 comments clear for all of you? Online, can you please confirm, are the first 4 comments clear for all of your note? Clear. So now we need to write only one last command that is going to very important for the Docker file. So cmd. Cmd means it is going to run inside the container. Sir, basically, if you download Apache service, you need to make sure that service will be starting all the times or not, sir. So for that purpose, what I'll be doing, I'll be using the component called cmd user sbin Apache CTL. I'll explain this one. Comma put -d comma foreground. I'll explain this one. Listen, sir, what this command is telling, basically to control any service, we need to use systemctl command. Correct or not, sir? Likewise, to control the Apache service, we have the command called Apache CTL. Which command? But this command is inside sbin and user folder. Again, I'm telling you, to control Apache 2 service, we have a command line tool called Apache CTL. This will control my Apache service. This is inside the sbin folder. Sbin is inside the, from this particular user sbin, I am using Apache CTL command line tool to control my Apache service. And here D and foreground are the input for this command. I am telling to Apache CTL, always run my Apache service on foreground. Why? Because if service go to background, will I able to see application? No. Why? Because if service go to background, we cannot able to run the service. If service is not able to run, how can we see the application? Is it possible? No. Again, I'm explaining thought time for you. So user bin Apache CTL, it is the command line tool which is used to control the Apache to service. And this -d and foreground are input for this Apache service. For this Apache service, I am telling that to run the service always on foreground. That means always run on the front part of the container. Why? Because if it stop running, my container will not able to serve the application. Is the logic clear for you? That's it. So now the step number 2 is also done. What is the step number 2 as per the real-time work here? So we take the code from the GitHub and we create the Docker file. What is the step number 3? Build image. Tell me the command to build the image. Docker build -t. Image name will be Netflix. Netflix v1 and put dot. So what happened here? When using copy with more or one source file, the destination must be a directory with and end with a slash. That means, sir, you are copying more than one files, no? So you need to put slash at the HTML end. Okay. Go to. If you copy a single file, directly you can put HTML. But here I'm copying multiple files, no? So definitely I need to put here slash at the end. Okay. Is it built now? So that means our step number 3 is also done. When the image got built, what is the step number 4? Tell me the command. Docker -it name Netflix. Netflix is the container name, right? And image name will be Netflix v1. But if I want to access the container, I need to give the port number. What I need to give? So before the image, put the port number 80 and 80. Here you need to understand, first to 80 is the container port number. This can be changed. I can give 80 or 81, 82, 83, 84. I can give whatever I want. But second 80 is the image port number. What is the port number of Apache? 80. Inside this image, we install Apache or not, sir? You can see. So this Apache port number is 80. So we cannot change this one. But this can be changed. If I hit this enter, and you can go and you can copy the public IP address of your EC2 instance. You can see Netflix application here. Is it running now? And port number will be 80. And already I said for the browser, port number is by default 80. That means even though if you give or if you don't give, it's completely fine. Okay. So now, even though I am giving the same public IP address to all of you, so online, please access the public IP address from your chat box. You can copy and paste it on the browser, and even offline, open your mobiles and try to access the public IP address. You will be getting the same application here. Exact application. Are you getting the same application here? But tell me one thing, currently is the application running on my EC2 or in the container? In the container. So this is what we can call as containerization. Again, what is the definition of containerization? Process of packing the application with its dependency. That's it. Online guys, can you please confirm all of you are getting the same application or not? Try to access the application online. You can use that. That is also completely fine. But again, you need to change the path. For that purpose, you need to give the additional path. If you use add now, what will happen? Complete repository will go to the folder. You need to copy the files, not the repository. Okay. Fine. So, fine. So, Sudarshan, can you explain from the starting how to write the Docker file? From the starting means like you want me to explain the full class of Sudarshan or like just this Docker file of Netflix? Okay. So see, so guys, like to write this Docker file, what we use is like it's very simple and basic. If you understand the starting fundamental what we discussed, so this will be very easy for you. So if you want to exit, just give Control C, give the command Docker file. Okay. First of all, from Ubuntu, it is going to indicate I'm using which OS now. So I'm using update to update the packages. Next, I'm installing here Apache. I'm copying all my local files to var www.html. Why? Because Apache path is var www.html. What I'm copying here, whatever the code the developer is given to the GitHub, I copied the code to my local. This will be the developer's code. So here copy star will indicates from my local folder, copy all of these files to the var www.html. After copying this, I'm executing cmd command. So this command is telling that from the user sbin Apache CTL, there is a command called Apache CTL, which will control the Apache service. Okay. I am telling to the service, run this service always on the foreground. Why? Because currently I create the container. So service is on foreground. But due to some reason, if Apache service is not running on foreground, that means front end part. If it is stopped working, so can we able to access service? That is the reason I am asking to run always the service on the foreground. Where? That's it. I hope it is clear for you now, Sudarshan. Hyphen F. Hyphen D. I said this is the input actually. This is gonna give the input for this command line tool. Okay. Fine. So this is then high level overview about the Docker file. So guys, remember, based upon the developer code, we need to write the Docker file. But again, you can write Docker file for any of the programming language. The basic fundamental you need to understand is understanding the components. If you know the requirement, based upon the requirement, you can write the component and you can make it very, very easy. Is the concept clear for all of you know? That's it. So now before going for doubts and queries, first of all, how's the class for all of you today? Is the class clear for all of you? Online, can you please confirm me how's the class for all of you today? So it was great. Fine. Okay. So now it's time for doubts and queries, guys. So online, if you are having any queries over today's session, you can raise your hands, and offline, you can ask me now if you are having any queries. So we still have a lot of time to explore the things here. So you can ask your doubts and queries. Install Docker hyphen Y. Yep. Sir, can you repeat the foreground concept? Ankit, I explained it's almost all 5 times, Ankit. Okay, listen one more time. So basically, foreground is nothing but you need to understand if you can't run any service in foreground, your service will be on stopped state. Which state? So if your service is stopped state, how will the application will run? For that purpose, you need to run the service on the front end part. Okay, that is the reason I am using foreground. Foreground will indicate your service need to be running on front end of the container. If it's stopped, if it go to background. So if it is go to background, how will the service run? If service can't run, what will happen? Application will be on stopped state. Which state? Stopped state. I hope it is clear for you now. For example, if you want me to show one example, like let me do one thing. So VIM Docker file, like I'll show it like lively for you. So in that case, you'll be getting some clarity. What I'll be doing, I'm going to remove all of this. I am going to remove all of this. I'm just writing this simple one. Again, build the image, Docker build -t. Image name will be Netflix version v2 dot. I'm putting version v2 and create new container for Netflix v2. So for the new container, the port number, like application Netflix container name will be Netflix 2. Port number will be 81 and Netflix version will be v2. Right? So what happened here? It is telling that you are using Apache CTL, but have you mentioned anything for it? You haven't mentioned stop, start, restart, anything you haven't mentioned. So is it going to work for you fine now? No. So I hope it is clear for you, Ankit now. Yep, fine. Okay, so the first query from the class will be like from the Shamsuddin. So Shamsuddin, you can speak now.
Am I audible?
Wait, Shamsuddin. Can you speak now?
Yes. Hi, good evening, sir. Am I audible? Hello.
You can speak now. I can able to hear you.
Okay. Just wanted to know the same thing which you explained now. That Apache 2 services that we are starting, that is at the time of container creation, right?
Yes, that is at
Can
the time of container creation. Why? Because we are using CMD, na? That will
right.
exhibit once you start your container only.
Can we do that at the time of image creation as well?
No, you can't. You can't.
We can't do that.
See, basically, if you want to do it from the image creation, think logically. In the image, you can install the Apache, right?
Right.
You can only install. But how can you start the service in the image? To start the service, you need to have a container, right?
Like in a previously that we did like service Apache 2 start
Where we have done? That is in the server, na? That is
server,
also
right?
done on server only. Here we are using container. See, you
Okay.
cannot start and stop the services from the image level. We need to do it from the container level itself.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Thank you.
great, fine. So next question, like from online, any queries from your end, guys? Online. First we have to install. I already done that, man. Okay, here I have to I have given Docker. So online still any queries from your end all? So how to access? Copy public IP address of your server and port number will be 80. By default port number will now be 80. And guys, you can try with different IPs like port numbers also. Repeat workdir and label. See, workdir is nothing but if you create any container, inside this container, I want to go to any of the folder like PMP, OPT or root. So in that case, I can use workdir. If I put workdir slash PMP, whenever you open container, I can go to PMP folder only. Now if I put workdir slash OPT, I'll be directly going to the OPT folder itself. So it indicates to which folder you want to go. OPT is clear for you, Pallavi. And next thing will be label. Label is nothing but, for example, if you want to give any tag for your image, like username, author, anything, any tag for your image, so in that case you can use label. It's just for using tags only, so these two are clear for you. Fine. So online any queries from you? And online like Kashmir, if you haven't got any of the Google Classroom access, you can get. So basically, 74 people got the access, but I think almost 100 people need to get the access. But still, you got only 74. So rest of the 26 numbers are missing. So please check it. So this is the old classroom. So where we have removed this everything. One downside before removing RM the container is required to be definitely see you cannot remove the running container. See for example, let me give the command docker ps hyphen. See there are a lot of like containers which are running here. For example, if you can go and see here, this container called Netflix 2 is currently on which state? Exit. So what I can do is I can give the command docker rm and Netflix 2. So it got removed. You can see it, there is no Netflix 2. But if I try to remove container file, what happened? It won't remove. Docker rm container file. Why? Because container file is of running status. You cannot remove a running container. You cannot remove it. So first of all, you need to stop the container before attempting to remove it. That means whenever the container is on running state, you cannot remove it directly. So definitely you need to stop it. If you want to remove it, you need to put hyphen force. If you put hyphen force, then only the container file will be removed. So if you can go and see docker clear hyphen, I will say container file or no. So by default it won't go, but if you want to remove it, you put hyphen force. Is it clear? And one more thing is here I have multiple commands, like multiple containers basically. Tell me the command to go inside the container. For example, I have the container called container 4. I want to go inside the container 4. Which command I can use? Docker attach container 4. Currently, are you inside the container 4 or not, sir? Now command of it. For example, if I want to go to container called container 2, container 2 is currently on which state? Exit. If you want to go docker attach container 2, we have to start. It won't go. Even though if we start it, it won't go. Let me show you. Docker start container 2. I started, but again container 2 will go to, oh sorry, wait. I start the docker container 2, but again the container 2 will go to which state here? Exit. See, whenever if you use CMD, container will go to exit state. In that case, it won't start. But sir, even if the container will not start, how can I go inside the container? There is a command called exit command. Which command? Docker exit. This command is to execute the commands. Docker exit -it. Name of the container will be container 2. Just to put /bin bash. Oh wait. Put the command ls. Container 2 only, right? or let me docker exec -IT. Let me go to Netflix started. Like anything is fine. Both are stopped only. Netflix -/bin dash ls. Wait. Just put just remove hyphen. Is it running now? So there is an interview question for you. Basically, attach will be going inside the container. But if you want to run the command from outside of the container, you can use the command exit. From outside of the container, I want to see what is inside the bin folder. What I can give ls/bin. Are you seeing the list of files in the bin folder now? Yes. So this will be the interview question. First question will be stop versus kill. Stop versus kill means stop versus kill. I have a container. If I want to stop the container, I can use either stop or either kill. But if I use stop, whatever the process running inside the container, first of all, this will be stopped and container will come to stop state. But kill is not like that. Even if my process are running, container will be directly coming to stop state. That means it will wait for the process to stop. This won't wait for the process to stop. This will be the first question. Second one will be attach and exit. Attach means you will be going inside the container and you can execute the commands. But whereas exit means you will be outside of the container, but still you can run the command inside the container. That is the difference. The command will be strike command docker exit -it. Which command? Docker exit -it and the name of the container. And this use strike command ls whatever you want. Okay, that's it. So that's about today's session. So in tomorrow's class, we are going to see the concept of Docker Compose or Docker modules. Anything like any one of them, we are going to start. So, but before that, try to complete the Ansible project. How many have you done the Ansible project, please? So today also not be done. So guys, that is the project what you can put on your resume. I am telling you again that one project will be enough to put on resume and you can crack the interview easily. If you can't do it now, in upcoming days, I'm betting you will never do it. Why? Because in upcoming days, your Docker is starting, your Terraform is starting, next your Kubernetes will start. If that conflict will come, you cannot go back. So even though if it is late night for today and tomorrow, try to finish the project as much as possible. We already getting into the microservices. Once the microservice will start, DevOps will be done almost. So don't waste your time. Do the project immediately. Okay, that's it. So hope like today's session was great for all of you. So let's start our Monday session with some other topic. Have a great day and have a great weekend. Thank you all. Bye. Bye.